Hello everyone, as promised I have a drugstore haul for you today, and I'm sure all YouTubers have beat me to these products, but I still wanted to show them to you anyway because I wanted to put in my 2 cents. So actually let's start with the product that I am wearing on my eyes today. It is one of the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows, and this is an $8.90 bronzed taupe. And I feel this is more of a smoky taupe rather than a bronze taupe. There are no bronze tones on my skin tone anyway that appear. It's just a very true metallic taupe. And honestly, I wouldn't even say it's truly metallic. It has a nice sheen, but it's definitely not as metallic as the Armani Eyes to Kill Silk Shadows. And you know, some people may prefer that, other people may not. I actually find that I do like this. I feel it's more appropriate for day wear, whereas some of the Armani Eyes to Kill finishes tend to be highly reflective, so it's not as good for office wear. But this is my new Holy Grail drugstore eyeshadow, and it comes in this little plastic square. And as you can see, it has a really creamy looking powder texture. I just like to dip my ring finger in it and apply it directly to the lid. I actually don't even use primer with this eyeshadow because I do feel it lasts fairly long. The Armani Eyes to Kill eyeshadows do last longer without primer and they don't crease as easily as these. But bronze taupe, like I said, new Holy Grail eyeshadow product from the drugstore. I really love it. Now, I didn't love the other 2 Infallible eyeshadows that I got so much. This one is 888 Iced Latte, and I thought this would be similar to Armani Eyes to Kill eyeshadow number 9, but it's actually more of an ivory color. But as you can see, it's a little chalky. This is nice all over the lid if you want to wear it as part of a cut crease look though. So I do like this. The one that I really dislike is actually 999. This one is called Eternal Black, and it has a matte black eyeshadow base with lots of silver sparkle. My issue with this is the silver sparkle fallout, and it looks relatively creamy on the finger as if it will hold when you apply it to the lid, but actually it provides so much fallout it's kind of not worth the effort. But it looks beautiful when applied with Too Faced's glitter glue primer. So if you do want this eyeshadow, it's definitely a true black. It's not like the blue Armani Eyes to Kill or even Chanel's Mirror Feet cream shadow, which also runs blue. Excuse me. But if you're willing to put up with the powder fallout, I do recommend this. I think it is a gorgeous shadow. So as much as I love my bronze taupe, I think these shadows are a little less consistent overall. So as part of a complete new release, I actually prefer the Maybelline Color Tattoo Eye Studio eyeshadows. And these are like MAC paint pots. They're a cream eyeshadow base, and though you can wear them alone, I think that they look much better with a powder shadow on top. They tend to crease less, and it looks less cakey toward the end of the day. I purchased 3 of these when they first launched, and I was pretty impressed. I liked the colors that I chose except for one, and I posted a review with swatches on my blog. My favorite of the first 3 that I chose is Toughest Taupe. This is their only matte color, and it works great as a base, but when worn alone it looks a little too ashy for my skin tone. I think a lot of fair women will pull this off a little better than me. So there's that one. Next I have Edgy Emerald, which is a little sheer, but it's not patchy, so it's buildable. I really like this, and I enjoy pairing it with So There Jade by MAC, which is a PowerPoint pencil. And I'm going to layer up on this swatch so you get a better feel for how it looks when it's built up. So that's 2 swipes of Edgy Emerald. As you can see, it's a really gorgeous color, and these pair nicely together. Next is Painted Purple, which is the most disappointing of the 3. This one is patchy and it's hard to build up, so I wouldn't recommend this one unless you really love purple. I haven't tried these with a base, but I think that's kind of redundant because I would use these as an eyeshadow base. So this is 4 swipes of Painted Purple. I used 2 swipes of Edgy Emerald and 1 swipe of Toughest Taupe. So as you can see, this one is much more difficult to work with. Now the other 2 I purchased because my friend Jenny said she really liked them. I'll start with Bad to the Bronze. This one is actually the most metallic of all of the ones that I own, and I think it's a really nice color to wear all over the lid and pair with darker brown eyeshadows. And last but not least is Pomegranate Punk, which has a very strong pomegranate lean, but I think it's still very wearable. This one is like Edgy Emerald and is a little sheer, but if you build it up, they both look really nice and opaque. So overall, I do feel that these wear really well, and as a whole, I think that the 24-hour color tattoo eyeshadows are a more consistent and probably better formula than the infallible eyeshadows. But of the 8 eyeshadows I purchased, my favorite is still 890 Bronze Taupe. And the 2 color tattoos that I use most are the Toughest Taupe and the Bad to the Bronze, just because they're both easy to work with and layer shadows on top of. And now for my first drugstore product for face that I have purchased in a long time. I bought this because of From Head to Toe, and she recommended this as her Holy Grail drugstore product, I believe. And I can see why. It's a great mineral powder. It's talc free, so it's great for sensitive skin. I use the color beige. It does kick off quite a bit of powder, but I use a kabuki brush, so that kind of minimizes most of the powder fallout, and I use a MAC 182. I really like kabuki brushes for these sort of pressed powders, and I think it provides the most even coverage. It's not great for oil control, so if you have very oily skin, you'll still see some shine break through, but overall I feel like it's probably the best powder that I've used from the drugstore. I really like it, and I would repurchase it, and I do recommend this. And last but not least, for the lips, I'm actually wearing this combination on my lips today. Between the two, let me just say first that I prefer the Superstay 14-Hour Lipstick, and this is in number 5, Perpetual Peony, and it's a really nice, cool lipstick shade. It's probably my favorite drugstore lipstick. It's a little cool and a little lavender, but I still think that it can be worn alone, especially when you blot it down and really press it into the lips. It looks more natural that way. This doesn't make my lips peel, so if anything, this is probably the one lipstick from the drugstore that I would go back for and buy different colors in. Now, I was really excited about the Superstay 10-Hour Stain, and this is a gloss, not a lipstick. It has a really interesting rounded applicator like this, and a lot of people said that they liked it more than the YSL Glossy Stains. Now, I love the YSL Glossy Stains, and they're my new HG Holy Grail all-time favorite liquid lipstick formula. Now, this is really good. It's just that the colors are very dark. This is apparently the lightest shade in the lineup, or the lightest pink anyway, and it's called Pink Flush number 100, and it's super berry red. It's actually so red that it looks more like a red and less like a pink. So that's actually how it reads on my lips. And yes, you can blend it out and tap it in, but it still doesn't look like a pink. It's very, very rosy. So if they expanded the color lineup to include paler shades, I'd probably like this more. But for now, I definitely prefer the lipstick. It's really creamy, and they are both by Maybelline. So it's not like I dislike Maybelline. I like the 14-hour lipstick. The Superstay 10 Stain Gloss. I keep wanting to say 10-hour, but it doesn't say hour anywhere on the packaging. I really do like these, and I think they smell great. They actually smell like candy, and I love that. Some people don't like fragrances, but I love fragrances in anything. So I do recommend these if you like bright colors, but if you're looking for something more muted, then definitely try the Superstay lipsticks. And that is all for my drugstore haul today. I wanted to show you guys these products earlier, but I was waiting to purchase the lip products and really give them a thorough testing trial before I gave you my final thoughts on these products. So eventually I will post my favorite drugstore products. There are quite a few, so it's just taking me a while to sort through them and show you which ones are really my top picks. So I promise it will be worth the wait, but until then, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye!